Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
We are back.
We're back, and so is a solar storm. We actually have a G1 storm going on here. This is interesting. It's minor, but then again, these geomagnetic storms in this time period with the magnetosphere in decline, grand solar minimum, magnetic pole reversal underway, they can give us some interesting things.
They really, really can. So, so many different things can happen. And actually, we don't even know what can happen with our shields down this low, really.
Mutations can occur.
That's right.
Yes. But we will not be assimilated. We will not be assimilated. We do not submit.
We do not.
We do not consent.
Absolutely not.
No. So, it's been an absolutely crazy, hectic day for us today. I think we have 7 or 8 people scheduled today. In between trying to keep up with all the news, which we are doing. We're doing a fast, which helps because it kind of makes you hyper in reality.
It does make your brain clear. Yep.
Yeah. And some coffee on an empty stomach helps.
Yeah, we do. We do have some energy going on here.
So while Cindy was doing a Vedic chart reading for somebody, I jumped outside and took a half hour to get some mantras in, basically semi-unclothed, soaking up the sun. And I could tell you, yesterday and today, the sun is intense. Mm-hmm. It is intense. And it was 9 degrees when we woke up. Boy, that sun was so intense. I mean, it just feels like summer sun.
It does. It's nice, though. I like it.
I love it. I absolutely love it. But it's bringing us new information. It's helping us to change, to grow, to evolve, and to head into good places as far as consciousness goes. So we see, we actually do have a G1 geomagnetic storm underway. And coincidentally, we have this 6.8 earthquake hitting Russia. It's right on the border region with Mongolia, and there's been aftershocks. Let's see if we load up and see how many aftershocks we have. And let's hope they're not foreshocks of something greater. Okay, there we go. Now they're showing at 6.7 USGS has, dropped it down here. And then we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 aftershocks of, relatively strong magnitude. 5.2, 5.0, 4.5, 4.4, and a 5.0. The thing that really hits me about this is so far off away from the plate boundaries. This is way in there on the plate. Look at that. So whenever you see something of that magnitude way in there, of course, we got to check ancient faults too to see, what's going on there. It's super curious, to say the least.
It absolutely is.
And, we've talked about this. We've talked about the sudden. I'm having trouble speaking. Maybe I need one more cup of coffee. I might be up all night. It's all about the polar vortex. And so we have this sudden stratospheric warming, which pushes and squeezes the vortex, splits it, and pushes it farther south than it usually goes. And, this gives us these powerful winter storms. And this hit the southern U.S., leaving more than 150,000 people without power, dipping down through Oklahoma and into Texas, Louisiana, and some pretty impressive snow totals going on in Texas. As you look at this, 9 inches. 9 inches, Denver City, Welch has 8.5, Hobbs has 8, Lubbock has 7.6. And we did have some family members in Texas. We got some good friends there saying, "Oh my God, what's going on?"
I know they're just not sure about life right now.
Most definitely, but we do know also that when we get in these time periods, we've seen the Everglades frozen totally over.
That would be exciting, yeah.
Exciting but bad if you're doing oranges. Yeah. If you're a farmer, and oranges are everything you depend on. And when you drive through the middle part of Florida, all you see is cows and oranges. And over here in Japan, we have a powerful winter storm that's been slamming Japan since the 7th. Record snow claims 10 lives, strands more than 1,200 vehicles. That's deep.
That's crazy deep. Wow.
Yeah, in 3 hours, we have some regions getting 6 inches of snow, 12 hours. Some got 1.9 feet. Feet. You know, it's interesting too, because we went over to Electroverse, and, you know, they give you a lot of info on the grand solar minimum. And their first article is all about how they have been, well, shut up. As you know, that is going on at an unprecedented historic rate right now. So yeah, they have been shut up and they've had their purse taken from them.
Yeah, they absolutely have. Yep.
It's just part of this massive thing we see going on globally. So the historic cold wave and heavy snows hitting South Korea as well. And again, you know, more than a foot of snow there, and prompting a cold warning in Seoul, first time in 57 years. And of course, when we get to the southern regions, then you get floods. And Malaysia, worst flooding in 50 years. You get this theme going on. It's just one record after another. 6 dead, 50,000 displaced in Malaysia. And again, it just seems to me like once we hit that October 17th, 2017 eclipse, it's like a switch got flipped.
Mm-hmm. It is. You know, it's just something that we just keep watching increase since then.
And this is just giving you an idea of some of the damage. It's sad, you know, and so many of the people's lives and livelihoods, you're facing all these different whammies. It isn't really even a double whammy. I don't know, triple, a quadruple, a quintuple whammy. There's so much going on right now.
I know. I lost count, actually.
Well, I lost count, but I could count. And when did we talk about four-stranded DNA before? Not too often. We were talking about 3-stranded, 4-stranded. Maybe we'll be talking about 12-stranded eventually. So we see this out of live science. 4-stranded DNA's activity in living cells unraveled for the first time. And of course, they're talking about it in a negative light. So live science, NASA, NOAA, you know, they're all basically connected there. So an official source of information. And some people have said, well, why do you even look at official sources of information? Because you want to know what they're planning. It's pretty much that simple. You know, again, even though there will be feints and misdirections, indirections, and things, well, what does a blanket do?
Well, covers.
Yes, covers. Covers you up, if you know what I mean. So they're talking about it in the sense of malignancies, cancer, etc., in a negative light. So hopefully everybody will go out and stock up on cases of sunscreen. Hopefully they'll go ask for BG to please do plaster it up there too while you're at it. You know, keep away the scary old sun from us. Save us BG from the sun.
Yep, he's got to be our hero. Nobody else will do it.
I know, he probably has a little cape on there. A little cape with a BG and his tighty whities.
Well, only when nobody's looking, or probably.
You got to have some fun with this, guys. The reality is, to me, this speaks volumes about what's happening naturally and what's supposed to happen as we will regain our wings, so to speak. We've talked about the quote-unquote fall of man. It has nothing to do with original sin like it's been portrayed. It has all to do with genetic manipulation, as we are learning. Just, again, look over at the Sumerian records and look at the test tubes, or what looks like test tubes, you know, over by good old Enki's lab over there. You know, it's been an alteration. It's not, they didn't give us upgrades. No, they deactivated. Why do we have a second chromosome that's fused? Who did that fusing? Interesting. And, you know, what happened to the Neanderthals? What happened to the Denisovans? What happened to all these other hominid species that, you know, I guess their time was just done? Was it really us that wiped them out? Was it really natural selection? Well, maybe it was a selection, but not of the natural kind. Maybe it was a selection from above, but maybe not from heaven. Maybe just simply from, well, maybe from the moon. As you know, some think the moon is a hollowed out spaceship that was put there, as we have said. There's Native American legends that say the moon didn't come here until around the timing of the Younger Dryas event. And, Cindy, we have talked about this, about the influence. They say that without the moon, we would be gone. But then they also tell us so many things are good for us, like microwaves, nonstick cookware, the old type. Fluoridated water is just fine for you. Don't worry about it. It's good for you. Drink up. Yeah. So this is all part of the natural progression of things as we re-evolve back to a higher state of being, as we move back from a dark age into what will eventually be a golden age, but we have stages to go.
Well, luckily we have people looking after us.
And thank you guys for being part of this family. Make sure you are subscribed and have the bell clicked. And thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. Thank you also for your patience. You guys that have requested sessions and Vedic charts. We're trying to get to emails as soon as we could. And Cindy is booked a few weeks out as far as the Vedic charts. But we want to help as many people as possible. As always, guys, stay prepared out there, but also know that we are going to be leaving this darkness that has enveloped this world, and we'll have an all-new reality that will be much, much better than one given to us by entities, beings like BG, if you guys know what I mean.
God bless and namaste.
God bless and namaste.